What about like training and stuff? You're involved in training. What's the kind of typical clients that you work on, and how's that kind of developing?
So training for us typically focuses on established companies. So
Hmm.
you see new technologies do keep coming in. So now people are talking about NB-IoT, LoRa communication, Bluetooth 5.4, and whatnot, or some kind of an new camera sensor and all. So usually our training customers are customers who have a large team. They would have 10 to 30 engineers. You know, there would be a lateral movement from one project to another, or they would be new hires from graduates from universities, graduates or postgraduates, and we do a bridging session for them. So you're bridging the academia with the corporate. So it's more like you teach coding standards, you teach how to write an algorithm. They are usually familiar with syntax and whatnot, but when
Yeah.
it comes to working as a team or working on new technologies without you are overwhelmed when you see a bunch of documentation in front of you. 100 pages, 200 pages of chipset and what its various mathematical formulas. So our consultancy or our training activity is to get people familiar to it, just like those courses on Coursera, edX, and Udemy and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's very specific. It's in person where we visit the company. We sit for 5 days, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. Sit with the team, have a formal training session in the form of a PowerPoint presentation, and then you actually have hands-on session to try out different exercises. So basic activities. The
Yeah.
reason we continue with this is because it is like a foot in the door for us. So when I visit a large corporate, so see, we are a small company.
Mm.
Okay, so when a large corporate is working on a product and we are training them, they also see through the quality of our training that we understand
Yes.
the subject. So if not an outsourced activity, I have had engagements with the customer where they we charge them for a technical management job. So it's like we'll visit your place once a week, sit with your team, find out their challenges, help them, like an additional consultant who comes in and out, or maybe work every day over Teams, or they are if they are out of Pune, they would visit my office. We would sit with them, kind of uh, an extended R&D team which is working together. So
Yeah.
that's a unique way where which works out, and that can lead me to future projects. So
Yes.
and I somehow like teaching. So probably both my parents were professors, so there is something in
I
me
see.
where I like to talk to students, and
Yeah.
teaching is something that I like. So
Tell me how long has your company been around, and tell me some of the challenges, business related, like because we do in this channel discuss business and startups and um, developing businesses, and so sometimes it becomes quite difficult when you're a specialist, a technical kind of a wizard, and but on top of that, then you're now involved in hiring and recruitment and accounting, and so how do you find that side of things?
the brand Shalaka. So we started in 2004. So it's something that my parents started. So
Okay.
I was in school that time. We had our fair shares of your entrepreneurial drama, where the company grows up, there's a down. So it was almost closed at one point of time, and that was the time when I stepped in. I had it was 2015. I was out of college, uh, thought what I could do, and took up some freelancing jobs. Uh, Something started clicking. My dad was back to his consultancy activities and his training activities with colleges and companies. So we somehow, I say it's a stroke of luck. it's a stroke of luck somewhere where we got some projects back. We thought, okay, let's start again. Let it be a hit refresh for us, and that's when we restructured the company. Unfortunately, the same year I lost my mother, who was the CEO of the company before me,
I'm
and
so sorry. Yeah.
yeah, so we started it again. A classmate of mine from the university was in town, so I casually offered him, let's do something, and he's with
Mhm.
me today. So it's a journey down, and then you go up again.
Yeah.
So till 2022, my dad used to take care of all the technological part, and my focus was completely on the operations, branding, marketing, talking to
Oh,
end
okay.
customer,
So that's how you
getting
started.
sales. Yes, so that was my job from 2015 to 2022.
I
But
see.
unfortunately, in 2022, my father also, he's no more. So suppose that time I had to step on two roles. I do have my classmate with me, Rohit, who's here with me since those days. So now he's taking care of all the technical aspects. I'm looking more on the operation side. And so it has again been an up and down journey for me, but I have a never give up attitude. So let's see what happens later.
Yeah. Very good.
So
And then tell me about the other company as well. How did that start?
so I'll say that it's a sub brand of us. So
Hmm.
we didn't float a complete different company for it. But what I realized is when people talk about technology or technological news, we focus on products. A new laptop is out, a new phone is out, a new tablet is out. We have these kind of activities.
Yes.
But there is a lot of technological advances happening at the component level, at the semiconductor level, or maybe in the way PCBs are fabricated, maybe the way chipsets work. Its power consumption is going down. You have companies coming and stating we'll give you a 12-year battery life on XYZ kind of a battery and whatnot. There is no single famous media center where I could go as an engineer and see what is there out in the market. So
Yes.
since I was connected with a lot of brands, semiconductor manufacturers, so you have distributors. So a lot of these distributors I knew. I used to get newsletters about what products they are coming up. Better power chips, better microcontrollers, or whatever it is, new types of sensors, and so on. So I started just posting about it, and it is catching traction. So what I envision there is we are publishing, we are talking with brands to advertise with us. We are talking with brands to where we can publish their news. So it's an open platform. It's not charged. We wish to conduct webinars. We wish to conduct tutorial cycles over there. So kind of. Very IoT and electronics industry focused newsletter is what I look at it as. So I don't have to put exceptional amount of time from my day-to-day schedule because I get the news of an XYZ company launching a new semiconductor chip, and the news is in front of me right from the horse's mouth. So all I have to do is go through it, read more about it, see its applications, and then curate a small article. So
Yeah.
that's how we have been doing it, and that again, it is helping us build that credibility in the market. So we are not only a business that builds product, but we know what technology is coming up. We are always there at the front. Even if I have not got an opportunity to work on it, I know about it, and that's
Yeah.
that's a good thing to
That is really
do.
good. Also, tell me, do you keep on top of geopolitics and stuff? Because that also has what's going on in Russia and the semiconductors. You're talking about how they were starved of semiconductors because of sanctions and how they're overcoming some of those issues. But then how that whole thing is now changing the industry a little bit because now countries that were previously reliant on those other countries, now they're becoming more self-reliant. So do you kind of keep on top of those things as well?
Well, news is something that I read the newspaper daily. I check some news channels throughout the day. So staying up to date with what's going on in the world
Mhm.
may not have a big impact for my size of a company
Yeah.
because we are not in that revenues yet. But it gives us a fair idea about how things may turn out.
Hmm.
or I know that an import that I'm getting is from a certain country, and if my government is placing restrictions or if the geopolitical situation is not really conducive, I
Yeah.
know my project may get delayed. So that's the usual outlook when it comes to looking at it from my business. But if you look from a generic view, I read news, I read sports, I read geopolitical news, I read news what's happening within the country, and everything. So I'm
Sure.
not able to relate it to my business as yet.
No, it makes sense.